This call is now being recorded.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
So in the last class, we were discussing about the water harvesting. Okay, so water harvesting means the harvesting of water. This is a technology which are used for collecting and storing rainwater for human use from rooftop, land surface, or rock catchment using simple techniques such as jars and pots, as well as engineering techniques. Okay, and also we have seen the some benefit from the water harvesting. Okay, so these are the benefit from the water harvesting for a community. It improves in the quality of the groundwater. Also, the water level in the well or any aquifer will rise. Also, it will reduce the effect of drought, mitigation of the effect of drought, and attainment of drought proofing. Uh, Also, it reduces the soil erosion because the if you harvest the water, then runoff will be reduced, and if the runoff is reduced, then ultimately the soil erosion will be less. Okay, so reduction in the soil erosion as the surface runoff is reduced. Uh, Also, if you harvest the water, then it will decrease in the choking condition of the storm drain. Okay, what happens in the city? In the city, you can see in the rainy season, many drains will be choked and water will overflow from the street. Okay, because there is no any proper method to harvest the water. Okay, so it will decrease in the choking of storm water drains and also the flooding of the roads. And the other benefit of this water harvesting is to it save the energy to lift the groundwater. How? Because suppose if you not harvest, then water level in the well will be very, very, very deep. Okay, and if the water level in the well is very, very deep, then the pump which are used to lift the water, they will require more energy. They will consume more electricity to run. Okay, so water harvesting can save the energy to lift the groundwater. Okay, so these are the benefit for the water harvesting. Now, what are the different types of water harvesting? We have seen mainly there are three types of water harvesting. First one is the runoff water harvesting. Second one is the flood water harvesting, and the third one is the groundwater harvesting. Okay. Runoff water harvesting means the harvesting the runoff water. Runoff runoff means this is the excess amount of water which lay on the soil surface. That is the runoff. Okay. When the rainfall is there, then some part of rainfall is absorbed by the soil. That is called infiltration. Okay, and the remaining portion of the rainfall will flow along the soil surface. So that part is known as the runoff. So if you harvest the runoff, then it will be useful for the uh, future. Okay. So this runoff water harvesting, this is defined as this is the method for inducing, collecting, storing, and conserving local surface runoff for agriculture in arid and semi-arid region. And this runoff water harvesting you can apply in three ways: by uh, collecting the water from the rooftop, courtyard, um, okay, and similar. compacted or compacted surface, and this harvested water is used for domestic purpose as well as for the gardening purpose. Okay. The other technique is by micro catchment. Micro catchment is a small uh, uh, this is the method of collecting surface runoff from a small catchment area, and this store in the root zone of the adjacent infiltration basin. This basin is planted with a tree, a bush, or with annual crops. This is the micro catchment. Okay. Now other method is the macro catchment water harvesting. Okay, so this is the bigger than micro catchment. In the micro catchment, what we do, we make a basin around the plant, around the tree, or around the bush. Okay, and in that basin, the runoff water is collected. Okay, so this is the micro catchment. The other is the macro catchment. So macro catchment water harvesting, this is called harvesting from external catchment. This is the case where runoff from hill slope catchment is conveyed to the cropping area located at foothill or flat terrain. Okay, जैसा एक पिक्चर ले लूं फिर आगे बढ़ेंगे. तो now the second type of water harvesting is the flood water harvesting. First one was the runoff water. Now this is the flood water harvesting. So flood water harvesting is defined as the collection and storage of creek flow. Creek flow means a small channel flow. Creek flow for irrigation needs. And this flood water harvesting is also known as the large catchment water harvesting or a spate irrigation. Okay. Now this flood water harvesting is classified into following two forms. First one is the flood water harvesting within the stream bed, and second is the flood water diversion. Okay, so what happens in the flood water harvesting within the stream bed? In case of the flood water harvesting within a stream bed, the water flow is dammed. Okay, water flow is obstructed by making a dam. So when you obstruct the flow of water, then what happens? It will inundate the valley bottom of the floodplain. Okay, so the water is forced to infiltrate, and the wetted area, the water is forced to infiltrate in nearby area, and that wetted area can be used for agriculture or pasture improvement. तो वाटर फ्लो को डैम बना के उसको उसके रास्ते को रोका जाता है. जैसे ही हम उसको उसके रास्ते को रोकेंगे तो वाटर जो है नियर बाई एरिया में इनफिल्ट्रेट हो जाएगा, चला जाएगा. And in this way, that area can be used for agriculture or any pasture improvement. So ये तो हो गया flood water harvesting within the stream bed. Next is the flood water diversion. In this case, the flow of water is not obstructed by making a dam, but the flow of water is diverted from its way. Okay. So in case of a flood water diversion, the body water is forced to leave its natural courses and convey to nearby cropping fields. जैसे नहर में, जैसे कैनाल में हम लोग यूज करते हैं. Okay? वाटर फ्लो को डाइवर्ट कर दी जाती है डिफरेंट एंगल से इन डिफरेंट फील्ड. So that is the flood water diversion. So this is the two types of flood water harvesting within a stream bed as well as the flood water diversion. Now the third one is the groundwater harvesting. Okay. So this groundwater harvesting is another new term and employed to cover traditional as well as unconventional way of groundwater extraction. Uh, the example of this groundwater harvesting is canal system, underground dams, and different types of wells. Okay, these are the example of groundwater harvesting. So groundwater dams like subsurface dam and sand storage dam, these are the example of groundwater harvesting. They obstruct the flow of ephemeral stream in the river bed. The water is stored in the sediment below ground surface and can be used for aquifer recharge. In the picture, this is the aquifer. Aquifer means the water bearing a strata uh, in the soil surface. Okay, below the soil surface. Okay. Here you can see this is the well. Okay, this well is used to harvest the water, and you can use this water all over the year. This is the bore well. Okay. Now this is the canal system. Now, so these are the water type of water harvesting. Now we will see the different techniques of water harvesting. What are the different techniques which are used to harvest the water? So we will discuss these techniques along with the type of water. Okay, in every type of water there are different techniques. So this include the runoff harvesting, flood water harvesting, and groundwater harvesting. In runoff harvesting, there are two techniques. One is the short-term runoff harvesting technique, and other one is the long-term runoff harvesting technique. So how you can harvest uh, the water by the short-term technique, short-term runoff harvesting technique. So these are the techniques to harvest the water by making a contour bund. So these are the short-term runoff harvesting technique. Contour bund by making contour bund, by making semicircular hoop, trapezoidal bund, graded bund, rock catchment, ground catchment. These are the short-term runoff harvesting techniques. Other one is the long-term runoff harvesting technique. Under this, by digging out the pond, embankment type reservoir, okay, irrigation dam, sealed detention dam, high-level pond, farm pond, water harvesting pond, percolation dam. So these are the long-term runoff harvesting techniques. Okay. So this is the runoff harvesting techniques. Now second type is water harvesting. So under the flood water harvesting, the techniques to harvest the water are the permeable rock dams for crops, water spreading bund, flood control reservoir. These are the techniques which comes under the flood water harvesting. Okay. Now third one is the third type is the groundwater harvesting. So under the groundwater harvesting, the technique, the most popular technique to harvest the water is canal system. Okay. Uh, other techniques are also there like the subsurface dam. Okay, but most popular technique is canal system. Now we will see one by one all these techniques. So first we will discuss about the runoff harvesting technique. Under the runoff harvesting techniques, the short-term runoff harvesting techniques. So first is the contour bund. Okay, in the picture you can see these are the contours. Okay, what do you mean by contour? Contour means a small embankment like a structure which lay on the same elevation point. Like you can see, this is the first contour. It will be on the same contour line. Contour means the same elevation point. Means the height, the elevation of this point will be same, and the elevation of this point will be same. Elevation of this point will be same. Okay. So this is first contour. Second contour is this one. Okay. Third contour. Fourth contour. So By making a contour bund, you can harvest the water. So this method involves the construction of bunds on the contour of the catchment area. Okay. These bunds hold the flowing surface runoff in the area located between two adjacent bunds. The height of the contour bund generally range from 0.30 to 1 meter, and length varies from 10 meter to 100 meters. The height of the bund determines the storage capacity of its upstream area. Okay, so this is the contour bund. This contour bund is generally employed in slopy area. If the slope is less than 6%, then in that condition, we can construct the contour bund. Okay, and the minimum slope should be the 2%. So if the slope is from 2% to 6%, then in that condition we can make contour bund. Okay. And if the slope is less than 2%, then uh, no need to make any this measures this structure. Okay, because if the slope is less than 2%, then automatically, if there is a runoff, if there is rainfall, then water will be absorbed by the soil. There is no any slope, so water will not flow along the soil surface. But yes, if there is slope of 2 to 6%, then when the rainfall will be there, then water will flow along the soil surface in the form of runoff. So you have to obstruct the flow of that runoff water so that the soil can absorb. If the water will remain on the soil surface for some minutes, then automatically the soil will absorb that water. So this contour bund will obstruct the flow of water, and in this way it will allow the water to be absorbed by the soil. Okay, that's why we make the contour bund. Okay, and the height of the contour bund generally range from 0.30 to 1 meter, and the length 10 to 100. This is the standard length of the contour bund. Okay. So between two contour bunds, the runoff water is stored. Okay, and so this area is known as the area between two contour bund is known as the storage capacity of that upstream area. So this is the contour bund. Now, second is a semicircular hoop. So in the picture, you can see this is a semicircular hoop. Okay. So this type of a structure consists of an earthen impartment constructed in the same of a semicircle. This is the one semicircular hoop. This is the other just behind this other semicircular hoop, and again in the second row this is a semicircular hoop. So the tips of the semicircular hoops are furnished on the contour, means on the same elevation. Okay. The water contributed from the area is collected within the hoop to a maximum depth equal to the height of the embankment. The excess water is discharged from the point along the tips to the next lower loops. The row of semicircular hoops are arranged in the staggered form, so that the overflowing water from the upper row can be easily interrupted by the lower row. Okay. The height of the hoop is kept from 0.1 to 0.5 meter, and radius varies from 5 to 30 meter. Such type of a structure is mostly used for irrigation of grass, fodder, shrubs, trees, etc. Okay, so these are semicircular hoops. These are semicircular hoops. This upper point is known as the tips of the semicircular hoop. Okay, and these tips lie on the contour, means it will lie on the same elevation area. Okay, so along this line, the semicircular hoops have the same elevation area. Along this line, the semicircular hoops will have the same elevation area, same contour. Okay, and the row of these hoops are arranged in a staggered form. एक लाइन से नहीं की जाती है, staggered form पे. Like suppose this is the first row. So here one some semicircular hoop is there. Now in the next row, the semicircular hoop will not be at this point. Okay, but below this point. Okay. Again, the third row will be on the same line. So in this way, these are arranged in the staggered form. Okay, so that when the rainfall is there, then water will stored in this first semicircular hoops, and if amount of water is excess, then that excess amount of water will go, and this amount of water will stored in the other semicircular hoops. Okay, and the height of this hoop is kept from 0.1 to 0.5 meter, and the radius varies from 5 to 30 meter. So use of these semicircular hoops are in for irrigation of the grasses, for fodder, irrigation of fodder, for shrubs, for trees. Okay, so these are the use of this semicircular hoop. Now the trapezoidal hoops. So in the first one was the semicircular hoops. In that the shape of the hoop was semicircle. Now this is the trapezoidal hoop. So here the shape of this hoops are in trapezoidal form. मैं इसको बड़ा कर दूं तो अच्छा से दिखाई पड़ेगा. Now you can see this is semicircular trapezoidal hoops. Okay. So such type of bunds are also consist of an earthen embankment constructed in the shape of trapezoids. The tips of the bund wings are placed on the contour. This one. Okay. So along this, the elevation will be the same. Along this, the elevation will be the same. Okay. The tips of the bund wings are placed on the contour. The runoff water yielded from the watershed is collected into the covered area. Okay, all the runoff water will come and collected in this area. The excess water overflow around the tips. जैसे ये भर जाएगा तो वो overflow हो जाएगा यहाँ around the tips. In this system of water harvesting, the row of bund are also arranged in a staggered form. Okay, to intercept the overflow of water from the adjacent upstream area. So this is the upstream area. This is the downstream area. Okay, and here the row are made in a staggered form. You can see this is the first row. So the next there will be no trapezoidal bunds. So in the next row there will be other trapezoidal bunds. Okay, so these bunds are made in a staggered form. In this way, in this way, in this way, So what happens when first runoff water will come collected in this bund, and when amount of water is excess, then that excess amount of water will overflow around the tips, and it will collect it just behind this one. Okay. तो अगर सपोज यहाँ पर नहीं रहेगा तो क्या होगा, that amount of water will flow downward and this water will not be collected. But if you made the trapezoidal bund in the staggered form, then all the water will be stored in this trapezoidal bunds. Okay. The layout of trapezoidal bund is same as the semicircular hoops, but they usually cover a larger area. Trapezoidal bund technique is suitable for the area where the rainfall intensity is too high and cause larger surface flow to damage the contour bund. In that condition, question number 1. Okay, so trapezoidal bund technique is suitable for the area where the rainfall intensity is too high So this technique of water harvesting is widely used for the irrigating crops, grasses. Wait, Even equivalent measure example है Vmox formulated to okay. Now the second is the graded band. So first, so we have seen the semicircular hoop, the contour band, trapezoidal hoops. Now this is the graded band. So graded band is nothing but it is a one type of contour band, but here on the band some slope is provided. Okay, so this graded band also known as the off contour band. Okay, so here some slope is provided. So why the slope is provided? So that the amount which is stored between the two bunds, if there is excess amount of water, then that excess amount of water can flow along the contour to the safe area, so that your contour bund will not be damaged due to the high pressure of the water. Okay, that's why graded bunds are used. So graded bunds are also referred as off contour bunds. So this is the constructed of inactive. Please wait, candidate and internet is available from. Okay. 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 Some problem was coming to the students who is giving the exam in same exam. So so these graded bunds are constructed on a land with a slope range of 0.5 to 2%. The design and construction of graded bunds are different from the contour bund. They are used as an option where rainfall intensity and soil are such that the runoff water discharged from the field can be easily intercepted. The excess intercepted or harvested water is diverted to the next field through a channel range. The height of the grade bund range from 0.3 to 0.6 meter. The downstream bund consists of wings to intercept the overflowing water from the upstream bund. Due to this, the configuration of the graded bund looks like an open-end trapezoidal bund. Okay. So that's why that is the reason why it is also known as the modified trapezoidal bund. This type of bunds for water harvesting is generally used for irrigating the crops. Okay. So this is the graded bund. Now the other technique under the runoff water is rock catchment. So these rock catchments are the exposed rock surface that are used for collecting the runoff water in a part as depressed area. What are the methods employed in these techniques? So when rainfall occurs on the exposed rock surface, runoff takes place very rapidly because there is very little loss. The runoff so formed is drained towards the lowest point of this catchment, and that lowest point is known as the storage tank, and the harvested water is stored there. So this is a method to harvest the water. The area of this rock catchment varies from 100 meter square to a few thousand meter square. The water collected in the tank can be used for domestic purpose, or you can use this stored water for irrigation purpose also. So this is a rock catchment. Now the other technique is ground catchment. So in this technique, there is a large area of the ground which are used as catchment for the runoff collection, for the runoff yield. The runoff water is diverted into a storage tank where it is stored. The ground is cleared from vegetation and it is compacted very well so that there should not be any infiltration loss. That's why it is compacted. The channel are as well as the channels are as well compacted to reduce the seepage loss or percolation loss, and sometimes they are also covered with the gravel. So these ground catchments are also called as the eroded catchment, and the process is known as the runoff. So I can, here you can see this is the ground catchment. This is a technique to harvest the water, runoff water, ground catchment. So this is the area. Okay, some slope is given on this area, and at the end one channel is collection drain is there. This is the drain. Okay, so the slope is along this side. Here you can see this is the slope, and this is the compacted area. The area, the surface is compacted so that there should be minimized the percolation loss and seepage loss. And after that, this collection drain will go to the silt trap. There is one small channel is there where if there is silt present in the water, then that will be deposited on the base, and the water will collected into this tank. Okay, this way. So when rainfall is there, so that rainfall will going downward due to the slope, and it will collected into this drain, and from the drain it will go into this a small chamber where silt material will be deposited at the bottom, and the water will go and it will store into this storage tank. This storage tank is covered so that no any evaporation loss should be there. So this is the method to harvest the water, runoff water, and the technique name is ground catchment. This is the large view of this catchment. Okay. This is the rock catchment. Other one is this is the graded bund. इसको भी मैं बड़ा कर दूं. This is the graded bund. You can see very clearly here. These are the bund, and there is a spacing between these two bunds. Okay, and the slope is along this direction. Okay. So when the rainfall will be there, then if there is slope, then that runoff will flow along this slope. But if you make the bund, then uh, that runoff will be obstructed by these bunds, and that runoff water will stay for some time on the soil surface. And after some time, After some time, that water will be absorbed by the soil, and it will increase the moisture content inside the soil surface, and you can use that soil surface for the irrigation agriculture purpose or for the crop cultivation. Okay, so this is the graded bund. This is a trapezoidal bund which we have seen how it stored the runoff water. Okay, the shape of this bund is trapezoidal. That's why it is known as the trapezoidal bunds. Okay, so this is the first row. This is the second row. You can see uh, the two row have these bunds in a staggered form. Suppose here in this row, just below this, there is no any trapezoidal bund, but here in the staggered form, it is there. Okay. So what happens when runoff is collected in this trapezoidal bund? Then excess runoff will go overflow and it will collected directly into the second row in this way. Again, when this bund will filled with the water, then that water will overflow and it will collect again and it will go the trapezoidal bund in the third row. Okay, so in this way, these bunds are arranged. So this is the trapezoidal bund. Now you can go.